To say families are going through a lot right now is really an understatement.
But there's a little bit of help on the way. Stimulus checks are now starting to show up in bank accounts, thankfully, and it couldn't have come at a better time. The nation's unemployment rate is now at 4.4%. More than 16 million Americans have filed for unemployment in the last month. And new numbers show retail sales dropped nearly 9% in March. That's a loss of $483 billion, and that could lead to even more job losses. But those are just numbers. Take a look here. These are the real people behind those statistics. People suddenly finding themselves in need of help, even affording basics like food. And that goes to show just how many families truly need those stimulus checks right now.
But as they start to flow in, people are reaching out to Channel 9 with some questions too. It's why we're bringing in Action 9's Jason STOOGENKE, our expert who is always looking out for you and for your money. So Jason, what kind of questions are you getting?
Yeah, Allison, all sorts of questions, and the three most common are this. Some say the dollar figure's wrong, the math is off, they expected to get more money. Some are having trouble with the website, the tool to, quote, track your money. And some say the money simply went to the wrong place. I was just talking to Rich Bouchel yesterday. He had not one but two jobs. The pandemic cost him both. He told me how much he was relying on that stimulus money.
I'm down to the nitty-gritty this week if that money doesn't come in.
What's the nitty-gritty?
Broke.
Well, today, he got the money.
It was a relief. I didn't expect to get it that fast.
Individuals can get up to $1,200, couples up to $2,400, and $500 per child.
That is a huge relief. I got the full $1,200.
Sherry Lynn Bishop also went from two jobs to unemployed.
When you're sitting there and you're wondering how you're going to pay your car payment, how are you going to pay for your electric bill, $1,200, that's a good chunk of money to help.
But many aren't celebrating. Some told me they got money, but it didn't include the $500 for each dependent child. Others say they tried to use the new IRS website tool to track their money and got this: please wait, due to high demand. And here is the most common concern. You use the tax preparer, that company used the bank to pay your fee up front, the IRS sees your refund is tied to that bank, not your bank, and so it sent the stimulus money there instead.
My phone lines are blinking as we speak, like I said, like 1,000 miles a minute.
Kevin Burton owns Centra Tax Service.
We get inundated with these calls about Treasury Department things that really doesn't have anything to do with me or my business.
He says people should get their money. It'll just take longer. And a reminder, in case you forgot, if you filed a tax return in 2018 or 19 or get Social Security, you don't have to do anything. This should all be automatic for you. If you got your refund through direct deposit, you'll get your stimulus money that way too. Otherwise, a paper check, and most, I'm hearing, should go out by April 24th. If you didn't file taxes or get Social Security, you may have to give the IRS a little more information. I put a link to that on WSOCTV.com and our app. And DAMANY, I'll tell you, two very important things I want to remind folks about. Number one, when you get this money, you do not have to pay it back, and you also don't have to pay taxes on it. It's tax-free.
And that is very good indeed. Now, Jason, if folks do have problems out there or questions, what should they do?
Yeah, well, I've been talking to the IRS about this. The IRS really suggests people go to its website and use the self-help tools. They're hoping that that covers most people's questions. But if you're looking for a real person, I asked about that. At this point, it sounds like it's really hard to get one. Maybe down the road, it'll be a little bit easier.
All right, Jason STOOGENKE reporting live for us tonight. Thank you.
We know an even more pressing question for a lot of you is, when can I go back to work? Governor Cooper said late this afternoon that returning to normal will be a gradual process. He said we may see sporting events played in empty stadiums, restaurants reopening dining rooms but not filling every table, and even temperature checks before you enter a business. The governor did not give a timeline but said testing, contact tracing, and statewide trends will all have to improve. There are now more than 1,000 cases in Mecklenburg County alone, and so far 19 residents have died. North Carolina saw nearly 100 new cases today. Right now there are more than 5,100 cases in the state with 117 deaths. The state has performed nearly 68,000 tests. South Carolina saw a slight drop in new cases today, announcing 105 new cases today, down from 127 yesterday. But the state is now reporting more than 100 deaths with more than 3,600 cases. The state has completed nearly 35,000 tests. For weeks, Channel 9 has tracked the numbers for you each and every day of confirmed cases inside local nursing homes. And after all, they're home to some people who are the most vulnerable and dealing with complications.
Yeah, one facility in Salisbury is now up to 96 cases, and that's close to half of the cases in all of Rowan County. Channel 9's Mark Becker has closely monitored these outbreaks, and he's learned Mecklenburg County also has multiple outbreaks. But as he explains, it's not likely it's not likely that we'll know which facilities are affected.
Well, we know there have been 3 confirmed cases of coronavirus at the pavilion here in Ballantyne, and that's only because management here has confirmed that for us. Mecklenburg County's health director says they're not going to release the names of other facilities with more than 1 case, and some are wondering why not.
I need to know what's going on. I mean, we're paying good money. I need to know what's going on.
Catherine Ardrey's father is in the Citadel in Myers Park, where they've had 1 confirmed case, not an outbreak. But she wonders why the county isn't releasing that information. We know of another facility with 1 case in Charlotte, but the county isn't naming names of any of the facilities with outbreaks, that is 2 or more cases. It's a different story, though, in Cabarrus and Rowan counties, where 2 facilities have had huge outbreaks. At least 67 cases in one, and now 96 in another. And Mecklenburg County's health director said yesterday those kinds of numbers could change their approach here also.
So until we run into a situation like that, we will not be releasing the names of those facilities. It's up to the facilities if they release those names, or if a family member decides to release it, we have no control over that.
The bottom line, there is some real concern that publicizing the names of other facilities with outbreaks of a handful of cases could actually do more harm than good by creating some level of panic where it doesn't need to be. Back to you.
And in the past 20 minutes, Union County confirmed the names of 2 long-term care facilities with outbreaks. One is the Monroe Rehabilitation Center. The other is Woodridge. 12 of the 15 new cases reported in Union County today are connected to those 2 outbreaks.
Mecklenburg County had to shut down parking lots at parks because way too many people weren't following social distancing rules.
It's really important to keep those crowds from forming, but now we've learned a neighbor has opened a lot and is charging parking near the Lotta Nature Preserve in Huntersville. Tony Sadiku joins us live there tonight. Tony?
Yeah, last week the county shut down all parking lots at parks after serious concerns that too many people were violating social distancing. That's the case here at Lotta Nature Preserve, where you can clearly see the parking lot is closed. This is a park ranger exiting here. Park rangers actually tell me that while the parking lot inside is closed, they are allowing people to walk the trails inside as long as they stay far enough apart. But what we've noticed, if you look over there, is a property owner is actually charging people $5 to park on his lot, kind of taking advantage of the situation. Now, keep in mind the county closed the parking lots to try to keep crowds down. So far today, we've noticed about 5 or 6 cars parked in the lot at one time. We've reached out to CMPD to see if this is allowed. A spokesperson tells us CMPD will continue to seek and encourage voluntary compliance through communication and education of all COVID-19 related orders. Of course, the concern for a lot of people is if too many people gather here, too many people aren't practicing social distancing, we may see the parks closed altogether.
Well, they just want to try to flatten that curve. Tony, thanks.
Well, researchers at Atrium Health and Wake Forest Baptist Health are rolling out a plan to test hundreds of thousands of people for COVID-19 symptoms and immunity. It would help them track the virus in real time and in turn shape the government's response. The lead researcher calls it a multi-part plan to gather data from 750,000 patients of the 2 hospital systems. Most of the study's participants will report their symptoms through an online portal, basically answering a few questions each day. Doctors can also link symptoms with lab results if a patient eventually tests positive. A separate component of the study, using a smaller group of patients, will focus on testing for antibodies, which are signs that a person has already had the virus and could be immune. Legislative funding is paying for more than 1,000 home sampling and test kits, which started going out to volunteers this week. Patients will collect blood with a finger prick and send it back to researchers. By the end of the month, researchers are planning to send out kits to 25,000 patients between Wake Forest Baptist and Atrium.